Last night, Drew Smiley pitched well in his Rays debut, but the A's took advantage of a few Rays mistakes and then turned it over to the bullpen, slamming the door in a 3-0 Oakland victory. Today, AL Pitcher of the Month Sonny Gray faces right-hander Jeremy Hellickson as the Rays look to avoid the sweep. Today's Wednesday Showdown is brought to you by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. The Rays continue their series against the Oakland A's at OAK Coliseum in Oakland, California. They've dropped the first two games after winning 13 of their last 14 on the road coming into this series. Hi again, everyone. With Brian Anderson, I'm Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us. Todd Callis with us throughout the afternoon as well. Two losses here in Oakland, BA, and Sonny Gray on the hill for Oakland, the two-time American League Pitcher of the Month winner.
Yeah, how about that? He did it last month in July, also did it in April, and this guy, one of the most consistent starters that you're going to find in all of baseball, and his month of July was absolutely scalding hot. He had 5 starts in the month, and guess what? He went 5-0 with an ERA of 1.03, giving up just 4 earned runs for the month in 35 innings, averaging 7 innings a start. You know, he's a guy, a small frame, 5'10", maybe 185 pounds, but he's got a huge heart, a lot of moxie, and great stuff. It's going to be a challenge for the Rays lineup today.
Well, you see Sonny Gray 1-0 in his career against the Rays, 12-4 overall, and Jeremy Hellickson trying to pitch deeper into games, yet to go 5 so far. He is 1-1 with an ERA of an even 4 against this Oakland ball club. A lot of baseball on the road to be played. 2 more stops in Chicago and in Arlington, Texas. But this afternoon in Oakland, the Rays try to get a win over the Athletics. This is game number 114 for the Rays during the 2014 season. They'll be wrapping up the series here in Oakland and their season series against the Oakland Athletics. So far, they've won 1 and dropped 4 against Bob Melvin's club. Starting lineups presented by your Southern Ford dealers. The Rays will have Desmond Jennings leading it off, followed by Ben Zobrist, and then the DH, Matt Joyce. Evan Longoria, James Loney, and Yunel Escobar down the middle. Cole Figueroa starts at second base. He'll hit 7th in front of Jose Molina. And then Kevin Kiermaier, the right fielder, in there, batting 9th.
Well, they'll be going up against the right-hander for the Oakland Athletics, Sonny Gray, making his 23rd start of the season. Now, I'll give you a sliver of hope here. We talked about the fact that he was the pitcher of month in July. Well, he is 0-1 in the month of August. However, that game he did go 7 innings, gave up just 3 hits and 1 earned run in a 1-0 loss. So continuing to throw the ball well, but there has been a chink in the armor here in August.
He has pitched 6+ innings in 8 of his last 9, and at every start except the 28th of June. So he gives this Oakland rotation some quality innings in his spot.
Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind Sonny Gray. This afternoon in the outfield left to right, Sam Fuld, Coco Crisp, and Josh Reddick across the infield third to first. Josh Donaldson, Eric Sogard, Alberto Callaspo, and Brandon Moss. John Jaso will be behind the plate.
Now there's Coco Crisp out there in center field. Coming into this series, he had missed a stretch of 7 games with a strained neck. Pinch hit on Monday. And Crisp in there in center field this afternoon. And here's Desmond Jennings to lead it off for the Rays, who are trying to find the win column again after dropping games here 3-2 and 3-0. Jennings, after the first pitch, skies it into right for Reddick, who puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out. We are underway on a warm afternoon in Oakland.
Well, this Rays lineup, as you can see, is going to more than likely, top to bottom, be aggressive here against Sonny Gray. And you saw by his delivery, he doesn't have a lot of wasted effort. I mean, he's really to the point, and that point is awfully good. His big 2, he's got a power fastball that he will move around the zone, and a power curveball. Good 12-6, a lot of depth on it type curveball, the one that you know is coming, and if he executes it, it's tough to hit anyway.
First pitch to Ben Zobrist. He takes that for a strike. Zobrist hitting .273. 0 for 4 last night. Check swing roller, and that's foul. 0-2.
Ben Zobrist is so important to this Rays offense because he's a good on-base guy. Takes his walks, been swinging the bat well from both sides recently. But I'll tell you what, in this series here, Oakland pitching has done a nice job against him.
There's a liner up the right field side. That's a fair ball and will bound into the corner. Zobrist peeking over his right shoulder in at second with the stand-up double. Double number 23 for Zobrist this year.
Yeah, a nice job on base guy and put yourself right into scoring position. That's a fastball in, and Ben able to drop it in just inside the lineup, the right field side. And the Rays with their first opportunity, something they had plenty of early in the game last night, were not able to cash in. Let's see if they can get it going in the first inning here.
Both these teams have left a lot of men on base in the first 2 games. And here's Matt Joyce trying to start a turnaround in that department for the Rays, but he's under this one, lifting the fly ball into right to Reddick. And Reddick, who found himself in a great position to throw and no chance to advance by Zobrist after the catch. So 2 outs. Quickly, let's check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, it is a website Wednesday, which means fans can ask questions of you and BA during the course of today's game. Here's how. You can email us at sunsportsrays@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at sunsportsrays with the hashtag AskRays. Get those questions in, guys.
All right, Todd, here is Evan Longoria. So the Rays need a 2-out hit to grab an early lead.
You were talking about runs tough to come by in this season series. 5 games between these two teams. And the Oakland A's have taken 4 of the 5, and the average score is Oakland 2.8, Rays 1.8. 23 total runs scored in this season series so far.
Well, how about Oakland in the first game of this series? Left 18 men on base. The Rays left 7. The Rays had never been involved in a game in which an opponent had left that many men on base. And Oakland still managed to win in 10 innings, 3-2.
It's such a demoralizing loss. And then you go into last night's game. In the first 4 or 5 innings against Jason Hamill, they really had him on the ropes. But look at that. 1 out of 16 with runners in scoring position in the series. And that will lead to losses.
Yeah, they
Bottom
were
line.
1 for 10 the first game, 0 for 5 last night, and 0 for 1 so far in this game. 3-1 to count to Evan.
And in yesterday's game, before the 6th inning was out, or the 5th inning was out, they had lost 3 base runners on the base paths. A couple of ground ball double plays. Lost Desmond Jennings trying to advance from 2nd to 3rd on a ground ball to short with nobody out in the 5th.
Foul back, the count is full. Boy, it's strange how you go to some ballparks and strange things have always seemed to happen in games the Rays play here in Oakland. It's been a tough ballpark for the Rays to play in. I think a lot of clubs feel that way. Atmosphere a little different. A lot of foul territory here. There's ball 4 upstairs, and the Rays have 2 men aboard with 2 men out. Well, this could be a good matchup here with James Loney. 2 men on, 2 men out. Not a lot of at-bats in this Rays lineup against Gray, but Loney is 2 for 5 against him. A moment like this could go a long way toward changing the atmosphere in a series. If Loney could come through to drive in a run or 2. Line drive into center, but it's going to hang up, and Crisp makes the catch to retire the side. 2 men left. The Rays do not score. Bottom of the first coming, no score. Put this lineup together, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Coco Crisp, John Jaso, and Josh Donaldson, 1, 2, 3. Down the middle, Brandon Moss with Josh Reddick hitting 5th, and Alberto Callaspo, the second baseman, 6th. Stephen Vogt is the DH. Sam Fole in left, and Eric Sogard, the shortstop. And boy, what a Tampa Bay Rays influence you see in that lineup and on this team across the board.
Well, that man who will be put in charge of slowing this ball club down and this lineup will be right-hander Jeremy Hellickson, making his 4th start of the season. See, the ERA is fine, but the innings pitched, and that's what the focus will be for Jeremy. The way that he can increase that is just really one pitch at a time. Think about fastball command, move the ball around. To tell you, we've seen it before, and this is a big start for Jeremy here in this spot, a situation where the Rays do not want to pick up, leave Oakland, not having won a ball game, and a long way towards doing that will be the performance of this right-hander.
Well, here's Coco Crisp, and the first pitch is a strike on the inner part of the plate. Crisp hitting .273. He's had some neck issues recently. Boy, at one time or another, Coco Crisp has had injuries top to bottom.
And when he's healthy, he is a menace.
He is indeed. You're right about that.
Like, good base runner, base stealer, high energy guy. He focuses attention on himself when he's able to reach. Obviously plays a good center field, but a guy that you want to make sure heads right back to the dugout after this at bat.
Fly ball into left. It's caught by Zobrist. One gone.
Let's take a look at that Rays defense as it lines up this afternoon in that outfield left to right. Ben Zobrist, Desmond Jennings, and Kevin Kiermaier. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Yunel Escobar, Cole Figueroa, and James Loney. Jose Molina will be behind the plate.
Here's the former Ray, John Jaso, about to step in. Jaso was the DH here Monday night. In the center, Jennings closing, and he got there. Desmond Jennings coming straight in and sprawled out, facing the infield, made the catch. Fine play by Jennings.
Absolutely. You know, you've got to make sure that you get a good jump, good closing speed by Desmond Jennings, and then time that dive right before that ball reaches the turf.
See Hellickson showing some appreciation early for sparkling defensive work behind him.
Boy, that coming from a guy who you hardly ever see any kind of emotion from.
That's exactly right. He is stoic out there on the mound. Breaking ball in there.
And that'll be a big pitch for Jeremy here against this lineup. You know, the fastball, if he can move that around, you know the changeup is going to be there when he needs it. But that curveball, when he's able to add that pitch in and make it effective, he sets himself up to have a good outing.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. Crisp and Jaso have been retired 1-2 ahead of Donaldson. He's been the big RBI man on this club, along with Brandon Moss, who's hitting behind him.
And that's why it's so important that Crisp, John Jaso, a good on-base guy, keep them off. Let these guys come up here with nobody on.
That's a strike call. Donaldson out of there, and 1, 2, 3. Go the Oakland A's. No score through 1. Sun Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Checkers, big Philly flavor, small price. Checkers Philly cheesesteak and the new Chicken Philly, each just $1.99. And by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. It takes conviction, creativity, and courage to build cars worth driving. This is the Mazda way. We move on to the second with Yunel Escobar leading off. Escobar facing Sonny Gray. First pitch is a strike. The Rays face Gray back at Tropicana Field the third week in May, on May the 22nd. He pitched 8 innings of 5-hit, 1-run baseball against the Rays and did not get a decision. Escobar out in front.
Well, that was a game that the Rays were able to, or the A's were able to tie up the Rays in the 9th inning. Go extra innings. Rays would end up winning 5-2.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, that was the Sean Rodriguez blast that decided that game in 11 innings. Two and two. Sean hit a walk-off shot. Full count.
Escobar able to extend this bat, taking a couple of tough pitches from Gray. Lead off base runners. That's how you got to get him into trouble early.
Escobar fouling one back and out of play.
Although leadoff base runners did not go very well for the Rays last night. They had a stretch of 4 straight innings with putting the leadoff man aboard, 3 of them via the walk. And at the end of the day, nothing to show for it. And that has been the glaring weakness once again.
There's a liner into center field, a base hit. Escobar turns and holds at first. Crisp of the ball back into the infield. So that's 2 hits and a walk for the Rays here in the first 6 hitters.
Well, falling down early, getting it back to full, getting a pitch out over the plate. And then Escobar able to just pop that thing out there into center field. And the Rays the leadoff man aboard.
There's Cole Figueroa.
And Josh Donaldson playing right in on the grass, now backing up, even with the bag at third, anticipating a possible bunt here.
A little tapper, and that's going to roll back to the shortstop position where Sogard had to retrace some steps to even get there. He started to break towards second base. So Escobar arrived safely there, and Figueroa safely aboard at first. No play.
Well, you're going to put some action on. The A's obviously thinking potentially a bunt. This right here, you could see a little hit and run action. Escobar in motion, and that's all it takes. Just get that ball over to the left side. Sogard has to peel back, field it. No play for him. First 2 men aboard.
You know, this is something that at times it seems the Rays miss from their game. To be aggressive. Now you break out here, you're scoreless, and that's how they're starting this game. And it sets a completely different tone.
It does. It keeps everybody involved. You're looking at the signs. Everybody's on high alert. We're going to be aggressive. You got a pitcher out here that if you're going to sit back and think you're just going to wail away on him, that's going to happen a handful of times at most in a season off him. So you can't count on that. You've got to push the envelope against a pitcher of Sonny Gray's caliber, and that's looks like what the Rays are going to do.
Now Molina puts down a bunt. That's a foul ball. Made contact with Molina while he was still in the batter's box. A 1-1 count to Molina.
And the way it looks right now, the A's are going to play, pretty much straight up defensively on this bunt. Not try to get too aggressive, too fancy with it. Later in the game in this situation, you probably run that crash play, try to take away the runner at third.
Now the bunt by Molina, a look to third. Gray with a lot of time makes the toss to first. So Escobar moves into third. Figueroa safely in at second base as Molina puts down the sacrifice.
That's a smart play by Sonny Gray. He realizes who's running, Jose Molina. He doesn't need to rush that throw to first. He can afford to take time, look over at third. Maybe Yanel Escobar gets a bad jump, stumbles a little bit, and you can get the lead runner. And obviously realizing he can, he then takes the out at first, but a heads-up play by Gray.
And so for the second straight inning, the Rays have a wonderful opportunity here to break out in front. This time it's Kevin Kiermaier. Fastball close. Up and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
Trying to do some work on that beard. Send a message early. Up and in.
Just a neat little trim.
It's like a 2-guard.
That's a chop to the right side. Going to get the run home. Callaspo's plays to first. Escobar scores. Figueroa goes to third. An RBI for Kiermaier. And the Rays have a 1-0 lead.
Small ball from the bottom half of the order. You get the little hit and run, infield hit by Figueroa, bunted over by Molina, and a ground ball to get the run. A lot of work there for that 1 run, but that will energize that Rays dugout.
All that maneuvering, and the Rays score first today. Now with 2 outs, Figueroa is at third. Desmond Jennings takes a pitch, and that's in there for a strike. One and one.
You can see that breaking ball that Gray will feature. He throws it hard. He gets really good depth with it. This one right here, just off the plate.
Chop towards second. Callaspo to his right, throws out Jennings. So the Rays are finished in the second, but they pick up a run and lead 1-0.
Nothing as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. It is a Web Wednesday, so you can ask the announcers questions all day long by tweeting us at Sun Sports Rays with the hashtag AskRays or emailing us to sunsportsrays@gmail.com. We have a question for each of the guys here to kick things off. First of all, BA, in light of the Josh Reddick walk-up music that we heard last night, Careless Whisper, if you were still playing, what would your walk-up song be? And Dwayne, what are your fondest memories of your time with the Cubs, and are you looking forward to the series in Wrigley coming up on the weekend, guys?
You got a walk-up song going?
You know what? Here's the deal. When you look at the Rays walk-up song, I'm a big fan of Volbeat, so I like Matt Joyce. Warriors call for his. We talked about Will Myers going with a little Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. I used to come out to a Motley Crue song, come out to Wild Side. But if I had to do it right now, my walk-up song right now would be Guns N' Roses, and it would be number 3 on their first EP, Night Train. It gets right to the point.
You've
no messing around.
From Wild Side to Night Train.
Yeah, but it's just like boom, 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 and then it's in your face. Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good selection.
I'm going to play it for you
representative. All right. The ground ball headed to Figueroa. Moss is out of there. Speaking of walk-up songs, here's Josh Reddick. Listen to this.
Batting in the fifth position, right fielder, number 16, Josh Reddick.
Gotta love it. They play the greatest tunes here anyway. They have for years in this ballpark. Pre-game, some great stuff. One strike to count to Reddick.
I love the fan interaction. They get up and they start to sway. There were a couple of gentlemen in last night's game that had brought in, prop.
Yep. Well, there's a fly ball into left, but Zobrist has the range and makes the count.
They had their prop saxophones that they were playing. You saw the painted one out on the board out there.
So Reddick is out number 2 here on a fly ball to left, ground ball and a fly ball. Yeah, it's an interactive crowd here in Oakland, to be sure. Alberto Callaspo. One ball, no strike. Sort of a samba tone set here, with this interaction. PA and the music, and then you've got the crowd, then you've got the game, all interacting back and forth.
What they really need is a Vuvuzela giveaway.
Nobody needs those, as we found out a few years ago.
I was cross-eyed for 2 days after that game.
There was a dizzying effect. There's no question about that. 2-1 the count on Callaspo. Out of play. 2-2. With 2 gone, 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Callaspo.
I'm going to let you off the hook here, D-Wayne, because there was a part 2 to that question, and we'll just roll it over to the next half.
All right, we'll get to that.
Yep.
Absolutely. High popper. Figueroa there to make the catch. See, with 2 outs and a couple strikes, you have that presence of mind that a true professional possesses. We'll get it in the 3rd. Game is brought to you in HD by H.H. Gregg. Rays and the A's on to the third with Ben Zobrist, who doubled his first time up. Leading off, then Matt Joyce and Evan Longoria. The pitch is down, a ball, no strikes. Well, the Rays do move into Chicago as the second stop on this 3-city, 11-game road trip. Tomorrow will be an off day, and the Rays pick up play on Friday against the Cubs in perhaps the best venue in the major leagues. You know, there's Fenway Park and there's Wrigley Field, and you can take your pick. It's always fun to go to Wrigley. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Spent 5 years up there with their crew, and 89 was a year they were the division winners, won the East. And watching Andre Dawson play when he came over after the 86 season, he had those terrible knees, and he was looking for a place where he could get off turf and extend his career. Boy, did he. He was amazing to watch play. I think any player, they had some great players, as you know, Ryan Sandberg, and some great pitching. Rick Sutcliffe led their staff. Lee Smith closed games. Zobrist draws the walk, but I thought Andre Dawson, for the effort that a guy put not only on the field but just to get onto the field with his bad knees, I thought he was really special to watch him accomplish what he did with those bad knees. So Andre would be probably the most impressive player during the time I spent there, notwithstanding the great play of Sandberg and a lot of others there. But Andre was just outstanding.
What about the venue itself? As far as, you know, I know having played there, sometimes the wind can get tricky, and I know that you've told some pretty good stories about that too.
Well, it's almost sacrilege to say this, but you know, the Rays recently here have had a little trouble winning a game, but the Cubs for years have had trouble winning, and it's sacrilege maybe to say this, but I do think the ballpark has something to do with it. First, all the day games that they played there. Chicago is such a great city to go out at night and have dinner. I think that was an issue, but more than that, I think there were years when, you know, a team's got to build a club to play at home, then you've got to go on the road to play. And I think for years Wrigley was so dissimilar to a ballpark or a stadium they would play on the road that it made it difficult to build a team that translated from home to road. And then to further complicate it, Wrigley really is two ballparks. It's a hitter's park when the wind is blowing out, and when the wind is blowing in, it is absolutely a pitcher's park. And you never know from day to day, and sometimes from inning to inning, whether it's going to be a pitcher's park or a hitter's park. There are some days when the wind will turn completely around and change the nature of the game that's being played. So the challenge, I think, through the years for the Cubs was to build a team that played at home, but you had at times two different types of ballparks that you had to play in at home, and then you had to have a team that somehow translated to some degree so you could have some success on the road. I think that was a real challenge up there. 3 balls, no strikes here to Matt Joyce. And that wind and the temperature would change in a hurry. And I'm sure you experienced that, BA, having pitched there. But there are times when you could walk in, it would be 70 degrees, and in a span of 15 or 20 minutes, it might be 50 degrees. So you always kept that wool sweater or that extra jacket, you know, in storage in the booth right behind you, because it was open air, and that wind turned around, comes in off Lake Michigan. you're going to know it. Matt Joyce draws the walk. It's 3 walks now given up. Joyce to first and Zobrist up to second.
A pitcher struggling with his command is not going to get borderline pitches. And Fox Tracks like that pitch, but it looked to be off the plate, outside of the body of John Jaso, and you're just not going to get the benefit of the doubt.
You know, we saw John Tupain on the last homestand. He will give you, it seems, he will give you the strike down, but he's not going to widen the plate a lot. And that last pitch, a pretty good example of that.
And I'll tell you what, you've got the Rays now with a great opportunity. Already have the lead in this game. Sonny Gray does not look like the Sonny Gray of his last 6 starts. It's been absolutely dominant. Struggling right now with command. Back-to-back walks to start here in the 3rd.
Now Evan Longoria. And he takes a fastball in, strike 1. Two has him out in front.
See, that's what Sonny Gray can do when he gets ahead. Falling behind, you know, obviously he's just trying to pour a strike in there, but ahead 0-1, he drops that curveball, 81 miles an hour. It's hard. The spin is very, very tight, and fools Evan.
One and two.
Did Evan take that pitch like he knew it was coming, or what? Like, you know what? You got me on that previous swing, and I know that you're coming right back with it. I'm going to make sure that it's in the zone. It was not an easy take, or at least he made that take look very easy.
Ray's got a run in the 2nd. Big opportunity presenting itself in the 3rd. It's low.
Boy, the nice scoop by John Jaso, because that ball looked to hit right off the plate. That really slid quickly into the glove of Jaso with runners on 1st and 2nd and nobody out. You had a chance here to have guys move up, and that did. Skip right behind the plate. You see the save there by Jaso before that ball headed to the backstop.
Oh, strike 3 call. Got him looking at a fastball.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, Evan, I think, was looking for that breaking ball. And all of a sudden, 94, he starts it just off the plate away, and late action right back to the corner. There's that pitch down you're talking about. John Tumpain more than happy to call that. And quite frankly, as a pitcher, that's what you want. You know, we've seen some umpires recently, in fact, Quinn Wolcott, not calling the ball down, but he's calling the ball up. Well, a lot of guys not comfortable pitching up in the zone, and can lead to a long night. But you get that pitch down around the knees, you can live down there.
Here's James Loney. Loney hit the ball on a line his first time, but it carried out to crisp in center field. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, you'd want to cash in here because you're never sure how many opportunities you'll get against a guy like Gray.
Well, 5 earned runs given up in his last 6 starts. I mean, it's been like 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. I mean, if he does kick it into gear, he can throw up zeros with the best of them. So you're absolutely right. 2 runners aboard via the walk. Need something.
Foul the other way. Out of play it goes. 1-1. There you go. Since he debuted in July of last year at 2.61 ERA, behind only Felix Hernandez in that time. And he comes in with a strike to get the advantage in the count.
And that pitch right there is a big reason why. One of the better curveballs that you will see. Has a lot of confidence in it. Not afraid to throw it any time in the count, but loves it especially in situations like this.
Blocked by J-So. Takes the count to 2-2.
You know, he does have 9 wild pitches on the season. And you can see why, because of that curveball. So important that you have a catcher back there that's going to be active as J-So has been, especially on that last one, to make sure that he keeps those balls in front of him, especially with runners on.
Step back by Gray. They'll go through the signs again. And he's having trouble getting together with J-So on a pitch.
Well, this is a big pitch right here. 2 runners aboard, 1 out. Obviously looking to go for a strikeout, but this is your action pitch. You do not want to go full count where you're forced to, at least in theory, come out over the plate. You still want to get James Loney to expand his zone, and that's not easy to do.
Is a little wide, and the count is going to be full.
Tried to make the perfect pitch. Breaking ball right to the outside corner, and it just stayed off. Good take by Loney.
That shows you how confident he is in that breaking pitch. Ooh, and that's pretty close. He came right back with one. So the bases are loaded.
Well, here it is. Trying to just throw it in there for a strike right at the top of the zone. No call from Tumpane. Now the 3rd walk in the inning.
So how about that? 25 consecutive games now for James Loney, reaching base successfully. So the bases are loaded. 3 bases on balls. Here's Escobar. And the fastball misses.
Well, you got to get him now. You have got to get him now. He is really struggling out there to repeat that delivery. He talked about his simplified mechanics, but he's having a hard time finding the plate.
Stepping back off the rubber. Escobar steps back. Gray and J-So had a little trouble connecting on the previous at bat by Loney. Ground ball chop right side, backhanded down there by Moss. They get the force at the plate. Moss with a backhanded pick. And the throw to J-So to get Zobrist.
Well, you'd love the opportunity to turn 2 and end the inning, but Brandon Moss wisely understood that that was not going to happen on that particular chopper here by Escobar. So he's going to charge. Not an easy scoop either. And then fire to the plate and get the lead runner. Well done by Brandon Moss.
Well, it's going to be up to Cole Figueroa if the Rays are to get anything out of the threat they put up in the 3rd. And Gray starts him with a strike. 1-1.
Be wary here too. That 9 wild pitches, that runner on third. You're thinking breaking ball in the dirt potentially as this at bat moves on.
Inside, missed with a fastball. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, overall the command of the curveball has been better. Outside of that at bat to James Loney, the fastball has been kind of all over the place for Sonny Gray early on.
A 24-year-old right-hander out of Vanderbilt. Sonny Gray, born in Nashville, stayed home to go to school there in Tennessee. There's a high fly ball. Reddick back and right is there and makes the catch to retire the side. Rays threaten, but leave them loaded. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Jeremy Hellickson, in his 4th start of the year for the Rays, has not gone 5 innings to this point, and he knows part of the reason is he has to earn the trust of Joe Madden.
You know, I mean, I haven't pitched well. You know, I haven't really gave him a reason to leave me out there. You know, obviously I'd like to get a chance to work out of my own jams and, you know, go deeper in the game. You know, like I've said before, though, with the bullpen we have, and you know, every game's a must-win. You know, there's not really time to wait around. So, you know, it's got to be better early and, you know, give them confidence to leave me out there later in the game.
That's our Geico quote of the game. As you see the individual lines each game for Jeremy Hellickson, Joe Madden said all hands on deck today with the off day tomorrow, guys.
And right there you see his inability to get to at least 5 innings. We were talking earlier, VA, about showing some emotion on the outstanding defensive play behind him. And you know there's a lot of emotion associated with those 3 starts in which he has not gone 5. That's not an easy place for a pitcher to be. And Molina is shaken up on that foul ball. And another one of those for Molina. Ron Porterfield out there to tend to him. So he appears to be all right after taking that one on the left arm. But Porterfield wants to make sure. And now he's comforting Porterfield. So you'd think that Hellickson, even though he is as stoic as he can sometimes be, still is battling the emotion and the frustration of not having an outing in his first 3 of at least 5 innings.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, when you look at some of his, tend to look at a guy not going deep into a game, there's got to be some reasons why. You know, giving up a lot of leadoff base runners, going out of the stretch, runners in scoring position, all of those things that will factor into a short outing. High pitch counts. You know, 2 of his 3 starts, he's been in the 80s in pitch counts. His last start, 80 pitches. His first start out of the box, 84 pitches. You know, he does outstanding in leading off an inning, holding the opposition to just an .091 average coming into this game. That continues to go down. Then you look, okay, what about runners in scoring position? Well, 143 average, 2 out of 14 with runners in scoring position. So you say to yourself, what more can he do? You know, I mean, he is the type of pitcher that right now, if he gets a base runner or 2 on in that 5th inning, he's coming out. That's what Joe has shown. Even he had an outing of the 4 1/3, I think, that he didn't give up an earned run, didn't give up a run. But there were a couple guys on, and so Joe's going to make that change. And so it's almost like when you get to the middle innings, you had better be perfect. You give up a base runner in the 5th, and it could be coming to an end. That's a tough way to pitch because you're basically sending the message to your starter. Listen, if you've got a perfect game going, maybe you'll get 5 or 6. Until then, you're not. And that ups the pressure even more that you put already on yourself.
Well, I would imagine that as much as you would try to put that out of your mind and carry on, that's a major challenge.
It is. It is. But, that, you know, it's one of those situations where those are the ground rules for you. And you don't have to like them, but you have to abide by them. And so in understanding that, you just go out and you do your thing. And you pitch as hard as you can, as long as you can, until Joe comes out there to take the baseball. That's all you can do, and that's all you can think about, or you'll go crazy. I'm going to go out there. This is what I do well, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability for as long as he will allow me. And that's the only way that you can attack it.
That takes the count to 2-2 to Sam Fole. Hellickson got Bolt on the pop, handled by the Rays' third baseman Evan Longoria. Sam Fole with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Fastball fouled by Sam. Fole hitting .262 overall. .220 in his time in an Oakland uniform. He's been here and gone and back again with Oakland. Out of play. Holds the count at 2-2.
He's another guy, Sam Fole, that fits the mold of this Oakland A's team very well. In fact, you know how well he fit in with the Rays. Guy that's going to play hard, play good defense, a good arm from the outfield, good base runner, will battle you each and every time he gets an opportunity. That's what these two teams, you start to think about the Rays, the A's, you start to think gritty teams, good pitching, good bullpens, and grit up and down the lineup. That's what makes them successful.
Hit on the ground for Figueroa at second. Fole is out number 2. So that's 8 in a row retired by Hellickson. Now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Sogard lifts it into center. Desmond Jennings back a bit for it. He's got it. Well, so far, so good for Jeremy Hellickson. 9 up, 9 down, 1-0 Rays through 3. Fourth inning we go. Top 10 finalists for the next Fox Sports Girl have been announced. Log on to foxsportsflorida.com/girls to check out their profiles and cast your vote by tomorrow for who you think should join Annie Lee and Jordana as the next Fox Sports Florida Girl. They're not going anywhere. They're just going to add one. The Rays would like to add one or two more. They lead 1-0 as we go to the fourth, and Jose Molina leads off. And Kevin Kiermaier and Desmond Jennings will bat third in the inning. Strike one on the foul ball.
Well, you just hope that the Rays can keep the pressure on Sonny Gray and hopefully at some point break through. They've had some great opportunities against him, have had him a little bit wobbly, and just one run so far to show for it.
Tapper, third base side. That's going to be tough if it stays fair. Throw to first, and Molina has an infield hit. How about that?
There's no excuse for the Rays to drop this game. None. None. I mean, Sonny Gray has come into this start red hot. Two-time American League Pitcher of the Month.
Number 39.
And then he gives this 18 hopper halfway up the third base line, base hit, infield hit to Molina to again get a leadoff man aboard.
Rays have put the leadoff man on base in 3 of the first 4 innings now. Kevin Kiermaier. High fly ball back into right. Reddick back. He's looking up. That ball is going to be up over the scoreboard and gone. Home run for Kiermaier. Be careful, Kiermaier right behind Molina as he's circling the bases. The Rays get a 2-run home run from Kevin Kiermaier. That ball just over the scoreboard and right. And boy, when I looked up and saw where Kiermaier was in relation to Molina, it was a little worrisome there for a moment.
Well, this wasn't out by far. I mean, he had good swing on that, hit very well. And a little bit unsure as it goes up. And you see right where it hits, just above that yellow line. And so, yeah, right here, Kevin had to kind of put the brakes on. Make sure both of them count. So
the Rays now have a 3-0 lead Desmond Jennings at the plate with a 1-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, you know it's your day when you're able to rough up Sonny Gray like they have the opportunities, and then Molina with that little dribbler infield hit. You're 8-9, account here for 2 quick runs, and now that lead at 3.
And a check swing by Jennings, says Dale Scott. 3-0 the count. Kiermaier's 9th home run of the year. Three and one. Well, the Rays left the bases loaded in the 3rd, and that infield hit by Molina, and then the Kiermaier home run making up for that. Jennings hits a high fly ball into center. Crisp will make the catch on this one for the first out of the inning. 1 gone. Madden Summer Social tickets are on sale now, so don't miss your chance to mix and mingle with your favorite Rays players and coaches at this exclusive event Sunday, August 17th. Go to RaysBaseball.com/broadcast auction to purchase your tickets now. All proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. Ben Zobrist takes the pitch too low. And with a double and a walk in this game. To strike Kiermaier with the home run. Came into this game 2 of his last 21. But has driven in all 3 runs. 1 with a ground ball and the other 2 with 1 swing of the home run bat. 1 and 2. To give you an idea how good Gray has been, the opposition hitting only .220 off him coming into this game, and left-handed hitters only .216. This one slicing away from Crisp in center. Another base hit. Zobrist going to dig for 2, and he is in there running on Crisp. A 2-base hit for Zobrist.
And you wonder, not only the way that Ben Zobrist went into second right there, but the way that he ran the bases his first time that he made it on. If this wasn't in reaction to what happened last night, we're on a blooper out into shallow right field. Ben Zobrist kind of eased into third and on a play that a lot of people thought that he maybe could have scored. He was asked about that after the game, and I think this is his answer.
And good. That's where you should answer. Right there on the field.
Run hard all the time. Did not assume a single right there. Put the pressure on the defense, forced a wide throw, and is in scoring position.
You know, that's the other side of this game about the Rays. Through that great stretch when the Rays played well, even this year, but certainly in the past over the long haul. That's the kind of baseball they played. They've been aggressive. They forced the issue versus the opposing defensive team. And Madden has even said he's not going to say one thing if a base runner runs into an out because he's aggressive. He wants them to be aggressive.
You add the element of pressure. And when you add the element of pressure, things are going to go your way a lot of the time. And I'll tell you something. After the loss in last night's game, a quick turnaround today, going up against a pitcher like Sonny Gray, you got to love the way the Rays have come out playing today, because quite frankly, last night's game was gross. I mean, it was an abomination to watch. Just a bad game all around. So to come out with this kind of fire and put together some opportunities, even though they haven't cashed in on all of them, continue to put the pressure on, now up by 3. Everybody's contributing. Great sign.
A 2-ball, 2-strike count to Joyce. Three and 2.
And their approach team-wide off of Sonny Gray has been outstanding. Realizing early that he's not sharp, they've been patient with him. They've forced him into the zone. They've taken their walks. When he's left a pitch out over the plate, they put good swings on him.
Joyce with a full count. Check swing. That's a foul ball. Well, the Rays have this 3-0 lead. Interestingly enough, I still don't think they've had a hit today with a man in scoring position. At first glance, I think they're 0 for 7 with men in scoring position today. Oh, strike 3 call. Joyce thought he should be on his way to first. He is caught looking. Second strikeout for Gray. Both called third strikes.
And that was one of those pitches not presented well. Obviously, that ball was meant to be away. Jaso reaching back across, but look where Tumpane is set up. That's right below him. He's looking down, saying that's right on the corner, and he makes the call.
Evan Longoria, after the first pitch, lofts it into shallow center. That's got a chance to fall and will. Bounding away from Crisp. The run scores. Zobrist crossing the plate. Fold retrieved that bounding ball out there. An RBI single for Evan Longoria, and the Rays make it 4-0.
I mean, could anything else go the Rays' way? I mean, that was a mile-high pop-up into center field. Off the bat, you're saying this right here is going to end the inning right off the end of the bat, and nobody, Evan Longoria was saying this was going to end the inning, and nobody gets there.
Rays make it a 3-run fourth. 58th RBI for Evan Longoria. Base hit the other way off the bat of Loney, just inside the foul line. Headed to third. Longoria ahead of the throw into second, and Loney is out there. Callaspo taking the throw and putting the tag on Loney. He tried to stretch that into a double. Now the Rays settled for 3. Home run by Kiermaier for 2. And the Rays lead 4-0. Saturday, MLB on Fox Sports 1 returns with a doubleheader. Derek Jeter and the Yankees face the Cleveland Indians, followed by the Cardinals taking on the Orioles. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Kevin Kiermaier driving in 3 of the 4 runs for the Rays. 2 of those coming on the home run to right field in the top half of this inning. So Jeremy Hellickson with a 4-run lead. He's retired the first 9 men to face him. Coco Crisp, John Jaso, and Josh Donaldson due up in the bottom half of the 4th. Crisp put a fly ball into left his first time and takes that pitch in there for a strike. A breaking ball that found the zone. One, too low. Ball, 2 strikes. Rays on the year, 0-2 here at Oakland, 1-4 in the season series against Oakland. Big cut, Crisp pounds it out of play. Low, 2-2.
Jeremy Hellickson going with that changeup right there in a 1-2 count. The one thing that we've seen here early going now into the 4th inning, Jeremy Hellickson more curveballs than changeups, and that's something that the Rays, Joe Madden talked about that, getting him to use that curveball more effectively. He's had a good one today and has gone to it.
This lined into center. Change up.
And maybe that's why. Yeah, the curveball with the fastball to get to a 1-2 count, then a changeup 2-2, another changeup, and a base hit. Right here, Coco Crisp stays right on it, leans out there, and Jeremy knew it, left that one up just a little bit, and leadoff runner aboard.
So the first hit for Oakland after Hellickson had retired the first 9 men to face him. First pitch to Jaso, he takes for a strike. Jaso retired. He had a sinking line drive to center field in the first inning. Desmond Jennings got a good jump coming straight in to make the catch. He checks on the curveball. It's 1-1.
This is the way that the Oakland lineup is set up. Coco Crisp, the instigator on base. John Jaso, good on base guy. A couple of power behind him. Josh Reddick, who's red hot. You got to control this top part of the lineup. This is how Oakland tries to get back into this game.
And so this turns out to be now with a 2-1 count on J-Cell. An important pitch for Hellickson, giving up the leadoff single, and 2-1 to J-Cell.
Yeah, you look at Donaldson with 23 home runs, Moss behind him 23 home runs, and what Reddick has done since coming off the disabled list. He's hitting just south of 400 with damage. Big pitch.
Liner into left. Zobrist will be there to catch it. Back to first goes Chris. So a big out here in the fourth inning for Hellickson.
Yeah, completely different ball game with a 3-1 count potentially, or if that ball falls in, then you got 2 runners aboard with the power coming up.
Now batting third baseman, number 20, Josh Donaldson.
Donaldson went down on strikes in his first at bat. A good changeup caught him looking, bottom of the zone.
6th in the league in home runs, 5th in runs batted in, Donaldson. Too low, a ball, no strikes. A look at the RBI leaderboard with about Jose Abreu with 86, more than Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera with 83, then Ortiz, Trout, and Donaldson. One and one. Hellickson after a touch of the rosin bag. Tapper third base, a foul ball. Gregory is going to go ahead and play it just to make sure.
It's the way you do it. Let the umpires make the call. You as a player make the play.
Well, in other games involving the East tonight, the Tigers and the Yankees play in New York. The Orioles play the Blue Jays in Toronto.
The Rays have been fortunate in that second wild card race. Toronto Blue Jays not playing very good baseball right now. Dropped, 4 or 5 in a row and kept them right at 5.5 back.
It's close, 2-2. Red Sox play the Cardinals in St. Louis. And the Rays starting the day in that wild card race, 5.5 back.
It is getting bunched up too. Look at that. 3 teams within a game of Toronto. Start to see some swings.
Over to first, just as Chris started to try to expand that lead a little bit.
It wasn't too long ago we were talking about the Rays since June 11th had the best record in baseball. And after a little bit of a slide here in the last week, guess who has that spot now since that day?
The Orioles are right there, aren't they?
Baltimore Orioles, best record in baseball since June 11th. That's what we mean by the antagonizer, the instigator over there, Coco Crisp. Not intent in just getting a big lead, but he's going to try to get into the head of a pitcher. Late movements force you to have to think about him, and therefore maybe not have quite the concentration with the hitter.
Hellickson being cautious with Donaldson. He's gone 2-2 with him. Donaldson had a double and a walk last night, drove in a run with a base hit in the game on Monday. And strike 3 is called. Donaldson, who was called out on strikes in the first, caught looking again here in the fourth, and he is unhappy.
Now, this is a breaking ball. You know, he may be unhappy not only because he's gotten it twice on a changeup down and then a breaking ball that looks to be in and maybe a little bit off the plate, but he's thinking about, listen, Sonny Gray's not getting those borderline pitches, not nearly at the same rate that Jeremy Hellickson has been early in this game. But 2 straight strikeouts for Donaldson, both on off-speed pitches. Very frustrating.
Brandon Moss. Fastball is off the plate away. Rays have taken a 4-0 lead, and Hellickson trying to pitch around the leadoff base hit by Coco Crisp. He's now at first with 2 outs.
Take some pride in your work, huh?
2-0. Moss and Donaldson back-to-back, the home run guys in this lineup. Donaldson 23, Moss with 23. One on a change. Nice pitch, 2-0.
You know, Jeremy Hellickson has just not allowed this A's lineup to get comfortable. Moved the fastball. He's used the curveball with great effectiveness. Sprinkled in some changeups. Just have not been able to get a beat on what he's trying to do. And that's the way that Jeremy Hellickson pitches winning baseball.
Foul down the right side in front of Ty Waller and beyond.
Very deliberate in his approach and needs to mix his pitches well, and that's why we were talking early on. The fastball, the changeup are typically always there. The fastball command needs to get better. No question about that. But then you add that wrinkle, you add the curveball in, and now you got something.
So it's still 2-2. Fans follow every Rays game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store or visit RaysBaseball.com today. 2-2 the count. Close, but he missed, and the count is full. Oakland starting this game 26 games over 500, 2 games up in the West. They have not won more than 2 straight since a 6-game winning streak from July 3rd through the 8th. How about that? And they're still 26 over and in first place by 2. Swing and a miss. Moss down on strikes. Changeup got him. 3 strikeouts for Hellickson, 2 in the inning, and a man left. 4-0 Rays through 4. fifth inning in Oakland this afternoon. In the game today and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports.
Leading off for Tampa Bay, number 11, Yanel Escobar.
Yanel Escobar ready to open the fifth inning, facing Sonny Gray. Rays have 8 hits, 4 runs off Gray, including a home run. Giving up 4 walks. And Escobar takes the first pitch out of the zone, 1-0.
Boy, you study and contrast these two starting pitchers. One in perfect control of all of his pitches, mixing them effectively. He's been very sharp. And the other one just not able to put anything consistently together.
There's a hard hit line drive off a fastball. It's hit number 9 for the Rays, the second hit for Escobar. And let's check in with Todd.
All right, Dwayne, more of our Web Wednesday Ask the Announcer questions. One of them I'll answer, and that was last night. Fans wanted to know why Smiley and Casale were going to the signs here instead of the normal signs. Basically, easy answer. Smiley couldn't see the normal signs when Casale was flashing them. So they went to the touch signs. Now, the other question for you guys, do you think next season the Rays may address adding some team speed if possible? Just based on how the Rays like to be aggressive on the bases. They've hit into a lot of double plays this year. Your thoughts, guys?
All right. Cole Figueroa, the hitter with a runner at first. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see them attempt to move in that direction because they've had such great success. I think, and you don't have to have blinding speed, but you have to have good, smart speed so you can be aggressive, and you look for every opportunity to exploit that.
Well, you've got to be able to score runs somehow. The Rays are not a power-laden team. They're not going to sit back and finish in the top 2 or 3 in home runs. So you've got to be able to manufacture runs. And after the early season struggles of this offense, we have seen that more and more. We saw a hit and run in today's game. We've seen more bunting guys over. We've seen the first and third, safety squeeze play come back in where the Rays use it almost every opportunity they get it now. And so looking for ways to score runs, I think that you'll start to see that swing back towards that manner. You've got to be able to plate runs more than just one way. Be multi-dimensional. So that wouldn't surprise me either.
Pitch is down 2-0. When the Rays struggle, I think what we've seen is a drop-off in power. We've seen a drop-off in speed. And on the other side of the baseball, from time to time, we've seen spotty defense. And so you put those 3 elements together, that's a significant concern that I think they will attempt to address all of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an offense with not a lot of power and not a lot of speed, and by the way, then with runners in scoring position, that's not exactly your strong suit either. That's a tough way to score runs.
Well, they're 13th in the league in runs scored.
Yeah.
They're 11th in home runs, 13th in stolen bases. You look at slugging percentage, they're 11th. Over to first. So you can tell by those numbers there are some issues to be addressed. What you hope, and what they've attempted to do all along, is continue to supply a steady stream of quality pitching and good defense. Because you don't want your pitchers to have to get more than 3 outs in an inning. And you want to help them out once in a while. And I think we've seen cases this year where that has not consistently been the case.
Yeah, for long stretches of time, certainly, but you're right. It's not been as consistent as years past, and you get spoiled. You get spoiled by that tremendous defense, borderline spectacular defense all the time.
Chop right side. Moss will get down to second, and the ball off Sogard's glove into center. Escobar moves over to third, and the Rays have another threat.
I'll tell you what, this is why you play the game. I think a lot of people, you wake up and you look at this pitching matchup. Jeremy Hellickson has not gone 5 innings. Sonny Gray's coming off of winning American League Pitcher of the Month. And the Rays have dropped both games here in Oakland and last night in ugly fashion. You don't give this team a chance today. And everything has gone their way. They've created their own opportunities, and they just continue to take it to the A's. Absolutely a play that should have been made. That's about as routine as it gets, and it just off the glove of Eric Sogard.
So fielder's choice. Escobar winds up at third. The error to Sogard. Molina. That's a strike to Jose Molina. So first and third. The third error of the year charged to Sogard. And here's Molina showing the bunt and taking the pitch. First and third, nobody out here in the fifth.
And that's the way that play is designed. You do not have to bunt. Jose Molina squares around right there, and Escobar is getting an aggressive secondary lead, but he's also looking to see that ball put down. If Molina pulls off, he immediately changes direction and hustles his way right back to third.
Over to third and back in. Escobar managed to get the hand on the bag. Donaldson taking the throw. Donaldson looking in toward the Oakland dugout.
Well, you don't see that play very often. Left-handers going to first base, yes. Right-handers going to third. Right here, Sonny Gray. Now, that was that right arm of Escobar going back in. It looked like Donaldson trying to block his path to third base. And they made contact down there right in front of the bag.
A 1-1 count to Molina. And he bunts foul. Taking the count to 1-2. Rays trying to get another run home. On what amounts to the safety squeeze with men at first and third. Now it's 1-2.
And brazen about it. Like, this is what we're going to do. See if you can stop it. They did the other night. That went a long way towards allowing Oakland to win the first game of this series. Nullifying a bunt by Brandon Guyer. A nice play by Doolittle. But the Rays here playing with the dealer's money in this 4-run lead.
Molina strikes out. For the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 39.
Kevin Kiermaier's driven in 3 runs. 2 came on this home run in the 4th.
Pitch right out over the plate. Good swing, solid contact. Bouncing right off the top of that wall out there. A little ledge above that yellow line.
Kiermaier drove in a run with a ground ball his first time, then hit the 2-run home run. That pitch is a strike. Well, the Rays lead 4-0 despite being 1 for 10 so far with men in scoring position in this game. Up and in to Kiermaier. And he's going to head to first, hit by that pitch. And here comes Bob Melvin. And Melvin not going to be happy. He's going to claim that Kiermaier made the claim, and then the plate umpire reacted. I think Melvin would have preferred no call and then maybe and asked for help of the third base umpire, Wolcott, but now it's too late for that.
Well, Sonny Gray went up on Kiermaier. The first pitch that he saw, it comes up again right there. And that ball definitely grazed off of something. Tough to tell there. Be even tougher here. But John Tumpain saying that hit him.
You could hear something, and then Kiermaier hitting the deck. So he's hit by a pitch, and the Rays have loaded the bases.
You can see the ball change direction there, maybe the top of that right hand.
They're loaded for Desmond Jennings. This has been tough for the Rays this year. They're last in the league in hitting with men in scoring position. Down around 220 with runners on every base. And that's how they have them distributed here. Bases loaded with one out. There's a base hit up the middle. That will get Escobar home. Figueroa heads to the plate. Over to third, Kiermaier. And it's Desmond Jennings coming through to make it 6-0.
Well, just continuing to have good at-bats off Sonny Gray, that's going to end his afternoon. And I'll tell you, this Rays lineup, their approach up and down, infield in, Jennings just goes out, pokes that ball right back up the middle, knows he's got a hole there to work with, and he drives in two more.
So the Rays will chase Sonny Gray. He gives up 6 runs, 10 hits, and is responsible for 2 men on as he leaves.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Coming into pitch for the Athletics, number 60, Jesse Chavez.
Your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. It takes conviction, creativity, and courage to build cars worth driving. This is the Mazda way. By Bluebell Ice Cream. And by Bert Smith Volkswagen, Tampa Bay's home of driving excitement. Visit BertSmithVW.com. Jesse Chavez, the new pitcher. Ben Zobrist on the hill, or in the box, facing Chavez. And Zobrist takes that first pitch down and in. Zobrist has been on 3 times as we take a look at the right-hander's numbers on the year. 23rd appearance, second out of the pen.
Boy, this is a guy that the Oakland A's really like. And could get an opportunity to step into the starting rotation at some point. An off day for Sonny Gray, as you see his numbers.
Ground ball, base hit through the right side. Kiermaier scores. Over to third base goes Jennings. And the Rays tack on another run. That's charged to Gray. 7-0 Rays.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Dwayne. There may have not been a formal meeting, but there was something said around this team, whether it was the players themselves, from Joe Madden, something. Because the Rays, and it's not easy to see, you're watching a game on TV, you don't have sight lines of all the bases, but the Rays on the base paths today have been going at it full bore all the way around that lineup. I mean, everybody looking to take the extra base. A ton of effort on the base paths, and I don't think that that is by coincidence.
Matt Joyce, he takes a pitch for a strike.
You just start watching these lead runners as the camera follows the ball, and everybody is just digging like their life depends on it.
Well, there's a lot more life in this team right now. One and one. Cut and a miss. Joyce looking to give that one a ride and was a little early. Foul ball that got part of John Jaso. The Rays have added 3 runs in this inning. 1 out, 2 men on. And it's a 2-2 count. Ground ball short, handled by Donaldson to Sogard, and then over to first with the shift on. That goes 5-6-3. Rays score 3 and lead 7-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bart Wednesday.
Rays have built a 7-run lead. Jeremy Hellickson getting some first inning help from Desmond Jennings on the line drive off the bat of John Jaso, and receiving further offensive help from his teammates including a home run in the 4th inning, a 2-run shot by Kiermaier, who had driven in a run with a ground ball in the 2nd. And then Desmond Jennings chipping in with his bat, base hit to center, driving in 2 of the 3 runs in the top of the 5th. The Rays have a 7-0 lead. Hellickson ready to go back to work in the bottom of the 5th, facing Josh Reddick. The pitch outside.
If you're Jeremy, you change nothing. You forget the score. You've gone through this lineup now for 4 innings, had a lot of success, and you just stick with that game plan.
Down to first. Maloney is going to handle that by himself. 1 out in the 5th.
Make the necessary adjustments when they come to light, but until then, you just continue to pitch, and that's what Jeremy is doing.
Now batting second baseman, number 7,
Alberto Callaspo now. Popped out to Figueroa in the 2nd. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays have dropped the first 2 games of the series, 3-2. Last night, 3-0. They have a 7-0 lead at the moment. That's a strike around the knees to Callaspo. 1-1. Popped into short left. Zobrist coming in. 2 outs here in the 5th. Derek Jeter and the rival Yankees set to return to Tropicana Field Sunday, August 17th. Kids 14 and under get a Mr. Happy bobblehead, courtesy of Tradewinds Island Resorts, while supplies last, as part of Family Fun Day, presented by the Tampa Bay Times. For tickets, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. First pitch is a strike to Stephen Vogt. Former Ray popped out his first time. Behind in the count, 0-2.
It's been an interesting outing here for Jeremy Hellickson, and the fact that you always think about his fastball and changeup. Early on, it was the curveball, almost a distraction of sorts. Now the changeup's been coming more into play. He's been pitching a lot of these Oakland hitters backwards, off speed early, fastballs late, just like that right there. Get ahead with some off speed and then rush a fastball in there. And just did a really nice job so far here of game planning, executing, and using all 3 pitches.
Trying to find a corner on that one. It's 2-2. Retired 9 in a row. Gave up a base hit to Crisp to open the 4th. Now he's retired the next 5 straight. Road hits it high and deep to right. Kiermaier back just to the track and now back on the grass. Makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. Go the A's, and Hellickson has gone 5 and leads 7-0. second, 3 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. And a reminder, Rays fans, flex your fantasy skills with MLB's head-to-head challenge. You can earn reward points redeemable for exclusive experience, merchandise, tickets, and more. Download the app, submit your daily picks, and go head-to-head with friends or an MLB.com expert. Evan Longoria takes the first pitch. It's low and away. Tampa Bay flavor right there. USF and Blue Rays cap. One and one the count on Longoria. Jesse Chavez in relief. Longoria hits a towering fly ball and full near the line. Makes the catch for the out. One away. Here's James Loney.
James Loney.
Loney's been on twice, officially 1 out of 2. He walked in the third, singled back in the fourth inning. Chavez misses downstairs. Chavez 21 starts this year. This is second relief appearance of the season. And to left toward the line, full closing. That's a foul ball. Donaldson out there, and he's going to come up short. Great effort by Donaldson, the third baseman. Just out of his reach.
Down by 7. Josh Donaldson playing this game like it's scoreless in extra innings, and you got to love that and take it up that big chunk of turf. Just out of the reach.
Two balls and a strike.
You mentioned those starts this year by Jesse Chavez, and this is a way that, you know, Oakland looking to limit his innings somewhat this year as it workload starts to climb a little bit, and that's why it was so important in yesterday's game that Jason Hamill have a strong start. He had really scuffled in his 4 starts since coming to Oakland, and this guy right here poised to move in if they would have made a change there, but Hamill ends up going out and, you know, throwing 5 2/3 or 5 1/3, whatever it was, scoreless baseball. But Jesse Chavez is a guy that Oakland really likes for depth in that rotation.
Yeah, he stepped in and gave them a big lift in the rotation. With a strike to Escobar. Third time the Rays have seen him. All 3 now have been in relief.
It's become too star-studded. No room for you. You trade for Lester, Samardzija, Kazmir is throwing the ball great. Of course, Sonny Gray off day today, but he's been outstanding. And Jason Hamill, part of that trade, he's going to get the first crack at it.
A ball, 2 strikes.
That's when you know that Oakland, and making those trades and pushing Jesse out to the bullpen, they're thinking long-term, big picture, going deep this year. Not just content to make the playoffs, but make it into the Fall Classic.
Close. Ball 2, 2-2. The hopper out to second. Callaspo's throw in time. 1-2-3 go the Rays against Chavez. Bottom of inning 6 coming up. 7-0 Rays. efficient, 5 innings and 64 pitches. The only hit he has given up, leadoff single in the 4th to Crisp, hasn't walked anybody and has 3 strikeouts.
Well, it has been the mix of pitches, and Jeremy Hellickson has had a good one all afternoon long. Talked about that curveball, featuring it early in the game, kind of setting the stage to set the changeup up as we've moved into the 4th and 5th innings, all the while moving the fastball around the zone, getting some good defensive plays. One of those curveballs right there and a changeup. I tell you, he's had them all working and mixed them well. Pitched as if this was a 0-0 game.
There's a first pitch strike on a fastball to Sam Fuld. You look at his other outings against the Angels, 4 2/3, 80 pitches. The start before that against Boston, 4 2/3, 96 pitches, 64 through 5. And this is his second pitch here in the 6th inning. Fuld fouls it away. It's 0-2.
Well, he's put himself in position. He talked about wanting to get deeper into games after those first 3 starts. Only got him to 13 2/3 innings. And I'll tell you what, he's put himself in great position to do that, pitching effectively, efficiently, and he's got a lead, a big lead to work with.
In on Fuld, who fouls it away.
This was the perfect storm to pitch deep. Now he's got a little bit more of a leash. He's got to continue to make pitches, though. Get stretched out.
First time he's pitched here at the Coliseum since 2011. Just here in late July. Made 2 career starts here. This is 3rd. And he's gone right through the lineup here. Fuld, the number 8 man, hitting for the 2nd time. Sogard next, and then back around to Crisp. Close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hellickson 5 starts against Oakland. This is 6th. Liner into right, charged by Kiermaier, who makes the catch on the move. Coming straight in, Fuld lines out to the right fielder.
Well, not many balls are going to drop in front of Kevin Kiermaier, the way that he gets good jumps. And then, of course, you know about the effort level and the closing speed.
It seems Kiermaier's approach to the outfield is to get a good jump first, and then he'll make adjustments after that.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen some of those routes that he will take on fly balls and line drives, and you're right. It's get moving as quickly as possible, and then head out from there. Same with his throws. Get the ball in the glove, get it out. I'll tell you, he's got one of the quickest releases when he sets himself up on a fly ball, gets his feet underneath him and momentum going towards the bag that he's going to throw to. He gets the ball in and out of the glove as quick as any outfielder as you will find.
The long one down the line off the bat of Sogard. That's fair and gone. Sogard hits his first home run of the year just inside the foul pole. It's 7-1.
Jeremy Hellickson, you just go back to pitching. You can live with a solo blast. You can't let it build into anything more than that. You'll see the pitch allows Sogard to get the head out. He keeps it fair.
Oakland on the board. Coco Crisp takes the pitch too high. Crisp got the first hit of the game for Oakland after Hellickson had retired 9 in a row to start his outing. 1-1 now to Chris. It's the third home run given up by Hellickson this year. Second by a left-handed hitter. Two one. Takes it to 2-2. Rays will head east following this game, moving into Chicago to play the Cubs over the weekend. Tomorrow's a day off. They'll play the Cubs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then go down to Texas to take on the Rangers. It's upstairs, full count. Rays will be home against the Yankees on the 15th. We'll have the Yankees and the Tigers coming in. Two-team homestand.
You got to make your move. You're going to hopefully close out this ball game and win it. Then you go to Chicago and Texas. Those 7 games, those teams under 500.
And beyond that, the Rays get into the part of the schedule where it's head-to-head with the East for a good stretch. With the exception of Detroit coming in. Crisp is out number 2. Zobrist handles that.
Now batting for catcher, number 5, John Jaso.
There's John Jaso. Jaso twice has hit the ball in the air. A line drive to center and a line drive to left. 0 for 2. Breaking ball is in for strike 1. A 1-1 count. Rays will have Chris Archer to open that series against the Cubs Friday. 2-1. He'll be opposed by left-hander Tsuyoshi Wada. That just hit him. So Jaso hit by the pitch. Just barely nicked him.
John Jaso really crowds the plate, as you'll see right here, how he's right up on the dish. That pitch not that far off the plate. And yet it catches a little bit of the jersey and gives the Athletics a base runner.
And it sends Jim Hickey out there to the hill with 2 outs and a runner at first in a 7-1 game. Keep your drinks cool while supporting your favorite team. Get the exclusive Rays cooler only by purchasing a Tampa Bay Times ticket tandem when the Rays take on the Yankees Friday, August 15th. Visit RaysBaseball.com/tandems for more information. Well, Hickey out there for a conversation with Hellickson. Just be careful here. It's 7-1 right now. Donaldson with good power and a man on. You want to get him and move this game into the 7th.
That was part of the message that Jim Hickey just delivered to Jeremy Hellickson. He's been able to strike out Donaldson twice, once on a changeup, once on a curveball, both looking.
And he certainly didn't like the last call. He thought the pitch was up and in a bit. He was called out on strikes in the 4th inning. in front. Change up and a good one there. 1-1. Big cut. 1-2.
A ton of off speed here from Hellickson to Donaldson, and still has not been able to accurately identify it. The changeup looking his first at bat, the curveball in, strikeout in his last at bat, and a couple of changeups here swung wildly and way out in front.
Close. 2-2.
Well, you just start to lull him to sleep, Here comes the next, and boom, you pop the fastball around 90 miles an hour. And now Donaldson says, you just try to battle in a spot like this. Put a ball in play, hope for a mistake. Hellickson's got him set up to do just about anything here. All three pitches in play.
Fly ball. Center field. Jennings makes the catch. That ball started to drift on him as he made the grab. We're headed into the 7th, 7-1 Rays.
Showdown presented by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. Rays leading the A's 7-1. We are up in the upper deck here at the O.co Coliseum. Some more questions on our website Wednesday. Ask the announcers. I'm going to answer a couple of them real quick. First of all, people are asking about Rays players pointing to their heads after a hit. A couple of different variations on the answer there. We're just going to say, for the sake of this, the Rays are talking about being smart at the plate when they do that. Also, the rocks, paper, scissors for the outfielders when they come in originated with BJ Upton, and originally was to allow the players first, second, or third who would come in from the outfield. Now they just do it out of tradition. There's no real rhyme or reason as to who wins or loses, although the consensus is Brandon Guyer has lost the most amongst the outfielders this year. Now the question for you guys. Kevin Kiermaier in the 9th spot in the order. A lot of fans are wondering why he bats there, guys.
All right, we'll see him hit third out of the 9th spot in the 7th. Figueroa, meanwhile, lifts a fly ball to center. That's caught by Chris. So that's the first out. First things first.
Yeah, I got a question for Todd. And a question with a question. When eating a soft pretzel, do you prefer mustard? Do you go plain? What exactly do you go with?
Salted, no mustard. Oh, almost lost it.
Don't lose that.
Nice save.
I just got a snack before the flight, so there you go. Salted, no mustard.
All right, here's Jose Molina. Pitch outside. Couple of factors in the Kiermaier 9th. Number one, he's a young player. Gives him a chance to settle in there without carrying the burden of hitting, for an example, lead off or down in the middle of the order, and he can find his own way down in the order. Number two, the type of hitter he is, it's a nice carryover to the top side of the order, especially in the American League. That's the case where he presents some speed and some power, and a guy who could be a second leadoff hitter. So those are a couple of reasons why Joe Maddon has kept him down there. 2-1 to count to Molina. And it's the other way, a little looper into right, and Molina is safely aboard at first. It's his second hit today.
Right off the end of the bat here, Jose Molina with already an infield hit in the bag. Now flips one out into right field, and you see him getting it going on the base paths, not wanting to be thrown out there from right field.
Now, he was 1 for 19 coming into this game, but he's 2 for 3 with a sacrifice so far in this contest. Here's Kiermaier. He takes a strike. A busy day for Kiermaier in that valuable number 9 spot.
Hey, listen, he keeps up his pace, and he may lead the team in home runs from hitting in the 9 hole.
Takes a strike. The home run he hit in the 4th, his 9th of the year. Drove in a run with a ground ball in the 2nd. Homered, a 2-run home run in the 4th. Hit by a pitch, and he scored a run in the 5th. And he is called out on strikes. Fastball at the knees. First strikeout for Jesse Chavez.
Good fastball here by Chavez, and Kiermaier just gets caught. Maybe looking off speed right there. Well located. No argument.
Now the top of the order, Desmond Jennings, who singled in 2 in the 5th. Bats in the 7th. Chavez throws him a strike. All the damage assessed against Sonny Gray. 7 runs, 10 hits allowed by Gray. The Rays jump to a 7-0 lead. One and 2. So with this offensive production, the Rays score 6 runs. You score 50% off online orders the next day at papajohns.com. Promo code RAYS6. Well, they have 7 today. Cut to miss. Jennings out on strikes. The Rays finished. Middle of the 7th. Rays lead 7-1. We move into the bottom half of inning 7 in Oakland. As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo. Tweet your photo to hashtag #SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Jeremy Hellickson has worked 6 innings, allowing a run, just 2 hits, 87 pitches, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Give up a single to Crisp in the 4th, a homer to Sogard in the 6th. He hit Jaso with a pitch, and that's been it. Here's Brandon Moss. Looks at a strike. See, Moss now 0 for 2 in this game and 0 for 16. One and one. The Oakland offense, when you look at their season numbers, they're impressive. 551 runs tops the list in the American League. They've drawn 416 walks, topping the list. 4th in home runs. But recently, it's been a little different story for them offensively.
It sure has. You know, you go down April, May, and June, and they each month averaged over 5 runs a ball game. And then all of a sudden in July, there was a slip in the mid-4s. Here in August, only a week in, but in August, you're in the 3s, low 3s.
High fly ball, right center, and that's Kiermaier finally grabbing that one in front of Jennings.
And oh, by the way, part of your upgrading of your starting rotation, you traded Yoenis Cespedes, a guy who is, responsible for a lot of home runs, a lot of runs batted in, and a big part of your offense. So this offense has not been hitting on all cylinders the last month and a half or so like it had the first 3.
Josh Reddick at the plate, as if you didn't know already. There's a strike. Reddick go for 2. Reddick has been swinging a good bat for the last few weeks. Since he came off the disabled list, problems with his right knee. In fact, that put him on the list a couple times this year. And since his return, came into this game hitting .388 since the 3rd week of July.
It's over 14 games, half of which have been multi-hit games.
But the Rays have done a pretty good job, and more than that, he's just 3 for 22 against them this year. Hellickson delivers by the mound, and right there's Figueroa. Actually, that was Escobar shaded over there with Reddick, so he was up the middle and to the first base side of second, so that's a 6-3. Escobar out of the shift, taking care of Reddick.
Well, both of these teams have such strong pitching staffs, and we talked about runs hard to come by. This is an explosion here by the Rays with 7 runs as we're in the bottom of the 7th, and right now on the season series, this is game 6. It stands in favor of the Rays' overall runs scored, 16-15 over the A's. So that's how difficult it is. So Josh Reddick, some of these other strong hitters, hot hitters that have been held in check, just attribute that to the pitching staffs and how well they've executed.
1-1 to count. Oakland with the second best team ERA in in the league, and the Rays with the 4th best now.
Yep. And have had to do a lot of work to get there.
Yes, they did. See Peralta loosening up the right field line in the bullpen.
Peralta, one of 4 relievers out there who average more than a strikeout an inning, and that has gone a long way towards helping this team get to that 1,000 strikeout mark in last night's game, the quickest to get to 1,000 as a staff in history. 113th game.
Put into play, back to center, and Jennings makes the grab. 1, 2, 3. We're headed into the 8th with the Rays leading 7-1. Here's today's Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers game summary. 7-12-0 for the Rays. 1-2-1 for Oakland. Jeremy Hellickson, 7 innings with 99 pitches in the book. We go to the 8th, and Ben Zobrist hits the first pitch on the ground to second. And Ben is retired for the first time in this game.
Exactly how you would draw this game up, right?
That's exactly how you would draw it up, and exactly the way I think everyone anticipated. Well, you had no reason to expect, with the way Gray had been pitching and the way Hellickson had been going, that we would have, number one, a lopsided game such as we have here, where the Rays have built a 6-run lead, all 7 off Gray.
Precisely the reason that you play the game. It's the beauty of the sport. Jeremy Hellickson has had a tremendous outing so far. 7 extremely strong innings. Feel real good about himself. And Sonny Gray, who is his last 6 starts, he'd given up 5 earned runs in 42 innings. Ran into a buzzsaw today with the Rays. He was not sharp, and you know what? To their credit, they kept the pressure on because he got out of some jams early. This score could have been even more lopsided, or at least Sonny Gray may have been out of the game even earlier. But they kept the pressure on, and they finally broke through and have taken command.
Well, the Rays at one point, I think, were 1 for 10 in this game with men in scoring position. 3 for 13 now, but they got a couple of big hits in that 3-run 5th. And that gave them some breathing room. At the time, a 7-run lead. One out, Matt Joyce, the hitter. Fly ball deep the other way. That's Fold into left center, reaching up and making the catch. 2 gone. Off day tomorrow, and the Rays open the weekend series against the Cubs Friday. Here's what's coming up on Rays Live Friday. The pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll hear from right-hander Chris Archer, who will be opening that series on the mound for the Rays, and a feature on Wrigley Field itself. All of that Friday when the Rays move into Chicago. Evan Longoria looking at a pitch down. Chris Archer takes on the Cubs, the organization from whom the Rays acquired him. This one gets a little piece of Jaso, the foul ball, and the count is 1-1. Zobrist and Joyce have been retired.
Come on down, Justin.
2-1. Every spot in the Rays lineup has reached base today. Longoria taps it foul. Jennings with a couple of runs batted in. Zobrist with 1. Longoria 1. Kevin Kiermaier 3. Evans singled home a run in the 4th inning. Rays put 3-run innings back to back in the 4th and 5th.
No matter what the circumstances are, it's extremely difficult to go out and sweep a major league team. A lot at stake, having to play well 3 or 4 games in a row to beat them. Pride, you don't want to come in and have a team handle you, and the Rays are on their way to not having that happen to them this afternoon.
Longoria out on strikes. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. Is complete. 7 innings for Jeremy, 99 pitches, and a big lift for the Rays right-hander. 7 innings of 2-hit, 1-run baseball.
Talk about building somebody's confidence. Jeremy Hellickson did that this afternoon for himself with a deadly mix of 3 pitches, just quietly going about his business, staying off the barrel of the bat of the Oakland Athletic offense, and he just confounded them all afternoon. 7 very, very strong innings. A solo home run to Eric Sogard right down the line. The only blemish on the day of Jeremy Hellickson.
And Joel Peralta is the new pitcher for the Rays. Peralta facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. 48th appearance for Peralta. With a mark of 2 and 3. One and one. Well, a big performance for Jeremy Hellickson. Confidence in himself and perhaps growing confidence in his manager in Hellickson.
Well, if there wasn't some growth in Joe Maddon's confidence in Jeremy Hellickson, then he didn't watch this game because he really was in complete command.
And I think the point you made about mixing in that curveball, he's known for that changeup, but the curveball can be pretty good as well. And you get that with the fastball, and you've got a nice mix of 3 pitches there.
What a difference that makes. You know, if you can, go out there, face a guy with 2 pitches, okay. Mix location and, have to guess right or look for a certain pitch in a certain count. But when a guy has 3 and he's able to command all 3, your job has just become increasingly difficult. Jeremy showed that this afternoon.
Rote goes after the 3-1 and pops it to the left side against the shift, and so Longoria is out there after it.
And that's why we talk about with Chris Archer. His stuff is so explosive, but yet as that changeup continues to become a stronger pitch for him, how much better can he get with the power stuff, the swing and miss stuff, and then that changeup becomes, more a part of what he's doing.
Sam Fold takes a curveball. It's outside, 1-0. Two balls, no strikes.
Right now, Sam Fold.
There's a strike.
Get on base for Stogie, the home run king.
Bull lifts this one foul. That's going to carry into the stands. 2-2. Down to better than 21,500 here for this afternoon game in Oakland. Temperature in the mid-70s at game time. Clear skies.
Hey, we may luck out with the weather in Chicago this weekend.
It would appear so.
Yeah. Very promising, the forecast.
Ball 3, full count on Fold. Day off tomorrow, and then the 3 games beginning on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Rays head into Arlington, Texas to meet the Rangers. Sam pops it up, another foul ball. That's headed for the stands. And our continuing coverage follows the completion of this game. Coming up, Rays Live, the post game presented by Checkers. We'll be anchoring from Oakland. We'll have Joe Maddon's press conference. Todd will have interviews from the clubhouse. Jeremy Hellickson being highlighted in the post game. This one will stay plenty playable and caught by Longoria. So 2 gone. The hitter's going to be Eric Sogard. Sogard accounting for the Oakland run. The 1 run given up by Hellickson was the home run. Sogard's first of the year. He had 2 home runs last year in 130 games. Pitch is a strike. Oh, 2.
Well, we've been talking about Jeremy Hellickson and his mix of pitches and how effective it was this afternoon. That's what makes Peralta effective, because he is any pitch, any count, any side of the plate.
Well, I think we've seen the curveball, how important it can be. We've seen it in Hellickson. We've seen it in Odorizzi.
Yeah.
I mean, no question about that. It's a great pitch to have in the mix.
Well, it's a real change of pace breaking ball. You know, I mean, it's got obviously a slower speed. It plays well with elevated fastballs. It complements the changeups. And it's a nice way to go out there and be able to get ahead of a hitter, because not many hitters are going up there digging in looking for a first pitch curveball to drive. So when you're able to command it and pop it in there, immediately get yourself an 0-1 count to work with. Makes things just a little bit easier on you.
And a Tapper straight back foul. So the count is still 1-2. Oakland came into this series just 8-7 since the All-Star break, and it was feast or famine, scoring over 8 runs a game in their wins and just under 2 runs a game in the losses. Not a lot of offense in this series overall. Oakland 3-2 and 10, winning the first game 3-0 last night, and the Rays with 7 runs and a 7-1 lead in this game.
And Bob Melvin, the captain of this ship right now, and they're involved in a tight race out west with the Angels, playing extremely well. What, 2 games back of them right now?
2 games back to start the day. That's a foul ball. And, you know, Melvin, 2012, when they won 94 games, was the American League Manager of the Year. They finished last year 30 games over 500 at 96 and 66. They're 26 over right now.
And look at that. As you see the breakout, that push for the division so important, because win the division, you're going to get a series. Finish second and get a wild card spot, you get 1 game.
And Sogard got his final pitch right there, out on strikes. 1-2-3, go the A's. 7-1 Rays. Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. New pitcher for Oakland. Sonny Gray worked 4 to third. Jesse Chavez followed him. And now as we go to the 9th inning, Fernando Abad takes over. This will be his 52nd appearance. 2 and 4 with a 183 earned run average. And the left-hander will face James Loney. Loney, Escobar, and Figueroa.
Number 21, James Loney.
Loney has walked and singled. Now against the lefty, and he shoots one into right field. Opening fastball and a base hit into right. For the Rays, hit number 13. Loney on for the 3rd time today.
James Loney just been red hot in reaching base one way or the other. And he gets a fastball here. You see John Jaso reaching back across the plate. Always bad. And Loney all over it. Rips a single into right field. I'll tell you, this Rays offense, when you start to think about Ben Zobrist doing a nice job, James Loney, get the principal guys going, that's when you're going to be able to consistently put up runs and not be so hit and miss.
Well, important for this offense to give the Rays some consistent production. Balfour busy in the bullpen. And a nice job by Hellickson. And I think because of the mix of pitches for Hellickson that we talked about today, it's more than just happenstance that here's a nice outing in which he's gone deep into a game. You can point to reasons why.
Yeah, it's not you know, a lot of atom balls, hard hit, turning double plays, missed opportunities for the A's. It was just completely shut down. He quieted that lineup right when the game started. They just were not able to put together anything. One solo home run to go with their 2 hits. That was it. And their one opportunity to put an inning together. They're already down 4 or 5 runs. Crisp gets a base hit the other way to lead off an inning, and that's it. Stranded right there.
Now 3-1.
And actually better than what we thought. We were thinking a perfect game would get him 5 or 6. A 2-hitter got him 7.
Yep, there you go. More leeway than we thought. Lifted towards center. Crisp back there to make the catch. Escobar is the first out. And a backpedal to first by Loney. And Cole Figueroa, who has gotten the start at second base. Up here again. Figueroa had 2 hits last night, was 2 for 3. Base hit his first time up, 1 for 4 today. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th and scored a run. Strike at the knees. Rays lead 7-1. They've out hit Oakland 13-2. Oakland committing the game's only error. Pitch is down, and it's 1-1. Tap right side. Callaspo, second base 1. First base safe. So Loney cut down. 2 gone with Figueroa reaching on a fielder's choice again.
It certainly helps coming out of the box from the left side. A head start. Figueroa runs well.
Now batting.
And he's able to just beat that out.
Molina.
Front edge of the bag.
2 outs for Jose Molina, who's had a 2-hit day and a sacrifice. First pitch a little bit away. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0.
They don't want any part of Jose tonight.
Be very careful.
That's right. Infield hit. Went the other way for his second hit.
Takes this one away. So it's 3-0. That's a strike. Molina came in here nothing of his last 7, 1 of 19, but 2 for 3 today. And that will take the count full. So Molina still looking for that first home run of the year. Last home run was on July the 5th last year against the White Sox. Fouls it back. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. Figueroa breaking with that pitch with 2 outs. Will return to first.
The way that the Rays look at Jose Molina is defense first. Anything that they get from him offensively, icing on the cake.
And he walks. So that pushes Figueroa into second. Extends the top of the 9th, and we'll get Kevin Kiermaier up there, who's had a very good day.
Number 39, Kevin Kiermaier.
John Tumpane not budging.
Yeah, that was close. But he's been pretty consistent in that regard, not widening the zone. And here's Kiermaier. His home run in the 4th, his first since July the 19th against Kansas City. Jumped on the first pitch he saw in the 4th and hit it out to right. And right there he had to slow down, cool the jets, because he was running right up Molina's backside.
Well, Molina had, really, he had already emptied the tank on that infield hit that got that thing started.
There he is at first. Figueroa second, 0-2 the count to Kiermaier. And a foul ball, just enough of it to stay alive. A 3 RBI day for Kiermaier. Again, a little roller foul, forcing another pitch from the lefty. The Rays came in here today, attempting to avoid being swept. They built a 7-1 lead in the ninth, and Kiermaier continues to foul pitches from the lefty.
Well, this Rays offense having a lot of fun today. You don't want this party to end.
Grant Balfour down there in the bullpen. And strike three call off the knees, retiring the side. So the Rays leave a couple in the ninth. We go to the bottom half of the ninth. 7-1 Tampa Bay. Will be opening the series Friday in Chicago against the Cubs, looking for his 8th win of the year. We'll be with you at 3:30 with our game coverage on Sun Sports, the first game of that 3-game series. You'll recall the Rays acquired Archer from the Chicago Cubs organization, and the rest has been history, and so he'll open that series as the Rays go into interleague play to wrap up their series of interleague games this year. Grant Balfour on the mound here in the 9th inning for the Rays. They'll try to finish this one off against the top of the order, Coco Crisp, John Jaso, and Josh Donaldson.
Well, Grant Balfour has done a lot of good work in this stadium the last couple of years and looks to close this out for the Rays. On a 6-run lead, top of the order. 3 outs to go.
First pitch, fastball too high, 1-0. Balfour suffered the loss in Monday's 10-inning game. That's a strike now, 1-1. A strike around the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That would have been a game that no matter what team lost that game, it was going to be a frustrating loss regardless. The way that the Rays ended up losing it with what went on in the 9th inning, a play that maybe doesn't get made, a swing by Donaldson that doesn't get called. The A's, they won despite leaving 18 runners on base.
Yeah, how can you imagine winning a game and leaving 18 men on base?
If you play 20 innings, okay. But this was the 10th.
They left the bases loaded 4 times. Big cut and a tapper foul by Chris. 2-2. Chris had a base hit in the 4th. Well, they've had one runner reach when he was hit by a pitch and 2 hits. That's been it for Oakland's offense today. Balfour working on Chris, trying to record the first out in the bottom of the 9th. And there it is. Strike 3 call. Got him looking at a fastball away.
I think that's the most consistent pitch for Grant Balfour, is the fastball away to a left-handed hitter. Arm side heaters. Grant awfully good at spotting them up right there on the outside corner. He does it again. Talked about John Tumpane not really expanding that zone too much side to side, and that was a borderline pitch that goes the pitcher's way.
Getting late.
That's right.
Here's John Jaso. Jaso shoots it into right field. Kiermaier's right there to make the catch. So after working an extended at bat against Chris, Balfour against Jaso on 1 pitch. 2 outs, bases empty. Josh Donaldson will be the hitter. Rays trying to win their 55th game of the year. There's strike 1. Baltimore plays tonight in Toronto against the Blue Jays. And a strike at the knees. 2 quick ones here. The Yankees host the Tigers tonight. Red Sox play the Cardinals in St. Louis. The 0-2. Out of play. We'll do it again. Rays about hit Oakland 13-2. Ground ball up the middle, through into center. Hot shot single on an 0-2 pitch. So with 2 outs, a single for Donaldson. And we'll get the left-handed hitting first baseman Brandon Moss up there.
Now batting first baseman, number 37.
Moss 0 for 3. He's grounded to second. Hellickson struck him out with a changeup back in the 4th, and he had a fly ball to right in the 7th. Cut the miss. Two-out single by Donaldson, first hit since Sogard's 6th inning home run. Oh, 2. Fastball by him, 0-2.
Now it's been a struggle for Brandon Moss. You go back to that first game of the series, Brandon Moss was up, bases loaded. That's when the Rays decided to go with a 5-man infield, and Grant Balfour was able to strike him out there too. Just not seeing the ball very well right now. And he's going to be a guy that, you know, especially with Cespedes gone, he's going to be a guy that's counted on heavily in this lineup already with 23 home runs. A very productive hitter, but even more so, the spotlight will be on him.
He's nothing of his last 17 this time up there, and that matches his longest career hitless streak. The count is 2-2.
May have gotten an alert that his flight was delayed.
The 2-2 about to be made, and that one is low, so we go full. Balfour struck out Chris. Kind of looking away on a fastball. Jaso lined out. Donaldson singled up the middle on an 0-2 pitch. And it's 3-2 right here for Brandon Moss. And he walks it. It's the first walk allowed by Rays pitching. And here comes Josh Reddick.
Well, the last thing you want to have to do, and Joe Maddon's thinking this, is get somebody up in the bullpen. This has happened too many times with the Rays where they've had a big lead going into the 9th inning, going to have somebody close it out and quiet it down, and now have had to get more guys up and get them ready.
Well, they've made a call down there. Stand by. Reddick 0 for 3. The pitch is high. It's 1-0. Shift on with Figueroa in shallow right field. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 2. So Balfour finding out number 3 to be elusive right now. That's going to be a strike. 2-1. Reddick missing a fastball.
Got Reddick to go up after a pitch in the zone. You know, one thing that Grant has to remember when he's out there is he has a tendency in his eagerness to be able to, get towards home plate and make a quality pitch. That front side will start to leak just a little bit too soon. That's when he leaves those balls up in the zone. There we go.
2-2 and a shot to center field. Jennings will go back to the track, and he cannot grab it. Donaldson scores. Moss heads to the plate. It's a double for Reddick. So with 2 outs, a single walk and a double, leading to 2 runs. Now it's 7-3.
Well, Grant drives the ball downhill. Josh Reddick, boy, does he get into that. And Desmond Jennings, this is going to be close. He gets going. This ball well struck and just off the top of his glove.
And now Callaspo's due to hit. There will be action in the Rays bullpen, and with that, Jim Hickey will go to the mound. You see Boxberger now throwing in the Rays bullpen. And Hickey will go out there to take up some time. You really wanted to avoid even the need to get anybody up in that bullpen.
Now just give him a complete day off, but really, at this point it is what it is. And Boxberger's up doing his thing. And Grant Balfour needs to bear down right here, get Callaspo, get out of here with a win, and enjoy the off day tomorrow. But you did not want to see any kind of stirring down in that Rays bullpen.
Well, he got Callaspo the other night as he pinch hit, got him to line out to left. Hits it on the ground to short. Escobar with the throw to first, and this one is over. Just took one more pitch, and the Rays are winners 7-3. Couple of runs scored in the 9th inning for Oakland. So Oakland finishes with 3 runs on 4 hits. For the Rays, 7-13-0 with 11 men left. For Oakland, 3 runs, 4 hits, an error. They strand 3. Hellickson will pick up the win. He is 1-1. Gray, the losing pitcher, dropping his record to 12-5. Took 3 hours and 10 minutes to play this game before 21,513. So the Rays avoid the sweep, pick up the victory here in Game 3 of the series after Oakland had taken the first 2 games of the series 3-2 and 3-0. Rays win this one 7-3. Their 55th win of the year, and at the moment they are 5 games back in the wild card race, with Hellickson, Peralta, and Balfour combining on this one. Kevin Kiermaier led the way offensively, and Todd Callis is with Kevin right now.
Dwayne, thanks. Kevin was able to knock in the first run on an RBI ground out, second and third in that situation. We'll talk about the home run in a minute, but you've had some RBI opportunities lately. It was probably good to finally get one because it gave the Rays the lead and it kind of got you rolling a little bit today.
Yeah, as of late, I've had those big opportunities with 2 outs, and that's where you need a hit. But right there, when we had second and third, 1 out, I knew all I had to do was hit the ball on the ground because the infield was back, so I just wanted to stay middle of the field. And I was very happy to take that out right there and get the run in because, I've had a lot of opportunities as of late to drive in guys, and I haven't. So right there, after that, I said, you know what, that's going to get me going. And then the next at bat, I hit the home run. So it was kind of a snowball effect from there.
Tell us about the next AB. Sonny Gray, such a tough customer. Molina before you gets that infield chopper for a hit, and then tell us about the home run at bat.
It was one of those things where they've been trying to get ahead with me with fastballs, and they've been pounding me in this whole series. So it was one of those things where I was trying to, it was the pitch right where I was expecting it to be, and thankfully I put a good swing on it.
And you caught Molina.
Yeah, Reddick deked me there, and I didn't know if I got it or not, and it looked like he was kind of camped, and I didn't even know that it went out anyway. I seen it bounce back in. I didn't know what was going on. And when I'm rounding second, Hosey's right there. So it was probably the most awkward home run trots I've ever had.
Will we ever see you run that slowly again on the baseball field?
Well, with those circumstances, I'll do it again, but no.
What for you at the plate? I know every day is a new day. Have you been doing anything differently? Have you been working on anything coming into today?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay short. My swings got a little long over past week or so, and it's one of those things. I just been putting a lot of pressure on myself, and every time I got up, it seemed like I had guys in scoring position on, and I was just pressing so much, just trying to get a hit, and you can't think like that. You just got to go up there and try to have quality at bats. But for me, I want to stay short and compact to the ball, and that's what I did today, and I'm trying to take some positive steps here forward.
Final thing, Kevin, it seemed like today was a complete opposite of yesterday in terms of guys going for extra bases, the energy level. I know how you play every day. Is it a contagious thing, though, when you see 1 or 2 guys go in the extra bag that everybody starts in that direction?
Yeah, definitely, because it sets the bar for us, and that's Rays baseball, and for Zobrist to take that base on Coco there early, and he was pushing the limits, but you got to make a good throw as an outfielder in that situation, and little things like that, it is contagious for us. So we're going to keep trying to play like that, and have good things roll for us.
Nice job today, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. Rays winners 7-3 over Oakland to salvage the final game of the series, and we'll be back in a moment.